Laine here, your best source for info on the Northwest real estate market with your May 2016 market update. I have to tell you, when I got this month's statistics, I was a little surprised because if you follow me on social media, you see me posting for about a month now about inventory numbers rising, at least within my office. So when I got the MLS statistics and they stated that inventory had fallen by 21% from the same period last year, I had mixed feelings. I was glad that the decline in inventory was slowing. It was 25% year on year last month, but I was hoping for a bigger move, just for the health of our local economy. But when I dug into the numbers a little deeper, I found that though we are down from last year, inventory is actually on the rise. And the pace at which we're adding new inventory is actually increasing. The amount of new listings as compared to last month's increase, the pace has grown by almost 40%. Now, it's not time for buyers to start throwing a party yet, but for us to return to a balanced market, we need this small sampling to be the beginning of a trend. Time will tell. Okay, there's been a lot of talk about whether or not we have a looming housing bubble on our hands. And the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, said resoundingly no. But here's my concern. All the talk to make people less fearful of another great recession has been about the increased equity that homeowners have due to the appreciation that's been going on. As a homeowner myself, I'm good with that. But what about first-time homebuyers? How hard was it when you bought your first home? Now layer into that stress the fact that you're now going to have to compete with multiple offers, maybe waive contingencies, put escalator clauses in, then there's cash buyers, foreign investors, and the like. And you'll likely have to pay over list price to win, and then that brings with it the risk of the house not appraising. And you end up having to make up the difference in cash. It doesn't paint a very nice picture, does it? And even though existing homeowners have more equity, if they sell and want to move, guess what they get to deal with on the home that they're trying to buy? Exactly, the very same feeding frenzy. So the big question remains, is there a bubble coming? I say no, and the reason I say that is twofold. Number one, even though inventory overall has fallen, the addition of new inventory is actually accelerating. In past videos, you've heard me quote inventory levels in King County to be as low as 0.8 of a month. The good news is that that number has risen to 1.1 months of inventory, so it's on the right trend. Still too low for my liking, but at least it rose by 37%, so let's keep that trend going. Number two reason is once the election passes, God help us, rates will start to rise. This will temper the risk of the market overheating, and that's a good thing. Now, could there be some actual depreciation? Yes. In some areas, there's been such extreme shortages of inventory that some areas in our market have really exploded. In King County, the average price of a single-family home shot up 12.5% last month. REO and distressed properties and their influence on the market continues to decline, so that's a good thing. Year to date, bank foreclosures have only represented 3% of total sales. Every month, I like to give some tangible advice, so here's this month's advice. For buyers, my advice remains the same. Put your best foot forward. Now is not the time to be timid. If you love a house, go get it. My wish for you is that you can find an offer amount that you feel good about, but also feel like if someone else wins it, they can have it. They paid too much. That's not always an easy number to identify, but I want you to feel good about your offer. And don't forget, there's an emotional premium for the perfect home. When it's the right house, in the right neighborhood, in the right school district, you should be comfortable going over list price to win it. Your broker can advise you on this. Your broker should also advise you on ways to make your offer strong that don't only have to do with price. One of my brokers recently won in a multiple offer situation, and he used tactics that we train on daily. And he won even though there were two offers higher than his, one of which was a full $36,000 higher. But the seller preferred our client's offer. So if your broker isn't an expert in writing winning offers, then you should talk to someone at Miller Lane Properties, where we treat sales like a true profession and practice our craft daily. Now for sellers, I have to amend my advice from previous months. I still want you to get your home on the market, but I'm seeing more and more sellers shoot themselves in the foot by overpricing. They see a neighbor or hear about someone listing for X and getting X plus $50,000. So they assume that they should just start their list price at that $50,000 mark over market value. They're wrong. This is a huge mistake. We're in this weird environment, which is born of dramatically lopsided sellers market. And that environment is where two things are happening. Number one, all buyers assume that a house newly listed will automatically get multiple offers and sell for some number over asking. And number two, when a buyer sees a home that's been on the market for greater than 10 days, they think immediately that there's something wrong with it and start expecting a discount. So in my example of the seller that goes fishing for the extra $50,000, the buyers see that price, they know it's either too high or at the higher end of the range, and they still think a bidding war is going to happen on that house. So they don't even bother writing. Well, guess what happens? No one writes. Now you're the seller with the extended days on market. You end up selling for less than you would have had you only priced it more reasonably or more accurately. And instead you overpriced it, thinking, well, they can just write me something lower. That's not how it works, and you're shooting yourself in the foot. You want to see an expert in overpricing? Just go on Facebook and in the search field type Ed Laine Zillow Zestimate, and you'll see a blog I wrote about someone who should have known better. This is Ed Laine, your real estate savant, signing off. If you need more information, please feel free to go to my website, therealestatesavant.com. And if you're a buyer, go to wholesalehomeaccess.com. And if you're a seller, go to sellingwithediseasy.com. And make it a great day.